Hey everybody, this is Janae.
Hey, it's Rachel.
Okay, and we're doing story time right now. We're gonna tell you about the time we almost got killed. Um, which is several times, but this particular time we were going to Holiday World. This was my first time. Was it your first time?
No.
Okay, so this was my first time going. I like really wanted to go and I like talked everybody into going. So it was me, my husband, my sister, a family friend, a little girl, she's like 8 or 9, and then Rachel. And so mind you, how this all started was we all decided we wanted to go and we were gonna get a rental, but Rachel was like, "No, my car is good. If it made it to Michigan and back, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with my car. It's perfectly fine. Whoopsie whoop woo. The only problem is it don't got no air." So we was like, "Cool, okay, we're gonna save some money. So we can deal with the high. It's cheaper, whatever. So we're gonna do it." So we get up in the morning, we go, everything's fine, we all having fun. We get to the park, it's super whack. Like,
Super whack. You know how you think of a park when you was a kid and you're like, oh my God, it was so much fun. I'm like, y'all, it's going to be tight. We get there and it's basically like going to anybody from Indianapolis, Riverside Park.
it was horrible. Like,
A
legit.
waste of money.
What we spent what percent in the pool? Like
Probably the whole time.
95%
Like
of the
I don't
time.
even know if there's rides there because we sure didn't get on them.
No, we didn't even go to like all the parts. Like we spent legit like 95% of the time in the pool, and like that part was fun. It was cool, but I mean we could have did that anywhere. We could
The
have did that
little
here.
girl, Anna, didn't even want to get on nothing when we
No.
got there. It was more
No,
so
she was
for
scared.
her.
Yeah.
And she was too scared to get on anything.
Yeah. So like we legit like kind of wasted our time. So whatever. The day goes by. We stay there for about like 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. I don't know, like long enough. And like they have these hills where you have to walk up and down. So it's like you walk in the Green Mile to get right with Jesus, trying to walk up these hills. So everybody tired. We carrying all this stuff. You like, you know how you get out the pool and you got like all that water weight on you with all the weight you already got or whatever, trying to walk up stuff and all this stuff. So by the time we get to the car and walk all the way from like here to Jamaica to get to the car, on rocks. Like we was tired. And so like this is the way home. Like this is on the way back home. I'll let her take over.
Yeah, mind you, I drove there and I drove back. So I'm just like, I'm super tired already. You know, water, you're exhausted. So I don't know what was going on. We had like 2 to 3 GPSs going. And for some reason, my GPS took us way different to where I believe Santa Claus, Indiana is supposed to be like a 2 hour. It turned to like almost a 4 hour. So I'm thinking like, okay, everybody's tired on the way back, so they ain't gonna notice it's taking a long time. So everybody, it was me and her in the front seat, and then it was her sister, her husband, and the little girl. Did Kyla go?
No.
Okay. And the little girl in the back, yeah, I'm like, that'd be crowded.
But mind you, the GPS did that on the way there too.
It did, but on the way there, it was fine because we was
Yeah.
in traffic and we stayed on. I am a traveler. I don't mind driving as long as I'm on a highway. Now, when you get on those country state roads, that's when I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel, because I hate those roads. They take forever. You feel like you're in Nowhereville. For some reason, my GPS redirected us to no man's land. And my car, it's a bucket. It's a limit. It should have been given away a long time ago. So not only does the air not work, the gas mileage doesn't work. So it'll tell me that I'm at a half a tank, a full tank. I ain't got no gas. But you know how black people are. They like, we can make it.
No, that's you. Not all black people do that.
Listen, I know a lot of black people that I get in the car. I know a lot of black people I get in the car and they be on E.
Who?
And they be like, I'm not about to bust them out. Like, I'm not.
Well, let's stop right there because you're famous for thinking you have enough gas.
Okay, there's multiple times I have
Yeah,
ran
I've
out
been
of
with
gas
you at
with
least
her.
3 times and you ran out
Okay,
of gas.
I will admit, I'm that little engine that can't. I feel like if my destination's here and I'm out of gas, I can definitely make it there, past it.
And then here's the crazy part: she acts surprised. Like
I'm surprised because
I'm out
in
of
my
gas.
mind, I know my car. Your car, you supposed to know like the back of your hand. So I know, like, oh, it's hot. Don't do your hair today, cause it's gonna be hot, and you can only get that natural air. Anyways, so we're in the car, and GPS redirects me to get off on some exit. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm getting off. Maybe it's traffic. Sometimes it tells you to get off here. It's the faster route, whatever. So all of a sudden, like, everybody in the back is asleep. They're knocked out. So it's just me and her up. So we get on this road, and I'm thinking, like, okay, hopefully this is about to redirect us back. What's going on? And then, like, my gas mileage went from here to here. And I'm like, Jesus. So I'm looking at my GPS. Okay, like, we need to get to a gas station sometime soon, or we're going to hop back on the highway. All of a sudden, GPS keeps saying 45 minutes till, 25 minutes till. And we're like, we don't see any cars. We're literally, what's a good movie to refer this to? Jeepers Creepers.
Yes.
Jeepers Creepers. Nothing but, yeah, like, it's not even like a normal town. It's almost like a town where the houses are literally like 20 minutes apart.
Yeah, and that's not even like the problem is like a town where you don't see nobody, but it's what it reminded me of. What's that Mississippi Burning? Whatever it is, like one of them like movies where they kill black people and they hung them and stuff like that, where the KKK used to chase them in the cop cars. That's what it felt like.
We seen multiple Confederate flags. I seen something that looked like a Ku Klux Klan thing on the side of the road. A cross
in the middle of somebody's yard.
Like, it got to the point where I'm like, okay, God, I know you gonna deliver us, but when? Because, like, we would see no cars, and then all of a sudden one car would come out of nowhere, but it would follow us all the way for at least a good 30 minutes. We was on that road for a good 2 hours. And then I got scared because I'm like, we're about to run out of gas. And then my phone loses signal. So not only are we just driving in no man land, we're on E and we're in Lynchfield. So I'm thinking, like, okay, somebody's phone needs to kick in. So I'm freaking out. I'm hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's making it worse. She's like, the darker people are going to go first. Then they're going to do the light skins last, which is me and the little girl. So I'm thinking, like, it's between me and the little girl's life because I don't want to go. But then I'm like, I got to save her. So it just got to the point
it really didn't matter because
we was all going.
Me and my husband was going to be dead first. And then my sister and then the little light skins, if he got sick of killing, they would have lived. And they could have been the house people.
It was just so scary. Like, we were really freaking out. So then we freaked out enough because we, like, everybody in the back seat need to get up. They all sleep. Z's slobber down their mouth, sleeping good, and we freaking out like, okay. And I'm freaking out the most because now she going off on me talking about we need gas. You don't know where we going.
I didn't
she's
even
like,
know
just
we
keep.
needed
She's
gas.
like, keep straight. Keep straight. She was like, you don't need to, because I'm just like, we need to turn. We need to find some directions. We need to find
I didn't
something.
say nothing about needing gas. I didn't even know you needed gas.
Remember, I said we need to find a gas station.
Well,
listen, when you under attack, you don't remember anything. I just know that it was to the point where I thought that was going to be my last time living because we had a car that would not stop following us. We were even doing weird turns. It was 2 cars. But the thing was, it started out as one and then another one joined. So it's almost like they gave the call. Hey, and I mean, mind you, all the windows are down. My windows are tinted, but it's hot outside, so we're not about to roll our windows up. Mm-hmm. So they've already identified us. And I'm thinking, like, okay, we're about to run out of gas either here or we got to do something. So we finally find a gas station.
And there we are. We're saved, right?
But we're not. Dun dun dun. We're not saved because the gas station is not taking. What happened? It was
They wasn't taking cards.
Yeah, it wasn't taking cards.
Not only that, but it was legit lynch station.
Oh yeah.
Like no joke. Like what?
I don't even think nobody worked there.
Nobody
we were in a
was
town
there.
with no people in it,
and it wasn't even like it wasn't late. It was like 7,
It was like
8
it was
o'clock.
like it was a little dark, but
Yeah.
it was still daytime. Like it was bad. So we're like, it's not taking the card. So what are we gonna do? So didn't I had cash?
That wasn't the bad part.
Oh.
Did you forget?
The car didn't start.
That's what. Because I was like,
gosh,
oh my
I forgot.
gosh.
The car was not started. And I know my car, and it does that sometimes. But I'm like, y'all, the car is not starting. Like, it's not. We're stuck here. And like we're just like going off. We thinking like, what are we about to do? We gonna have to get like even if we try to get like a cab or like we didn't know. We was just trying to come up with everything under the sun. I'm like freaking out. Her husband is the calmest one through this all, and I'm just thinking like he found it funny, and I'm thinking like no,
he finds everything funny.
Like no, and I'm like punching the steering wheel. I'm getting so mad because I'm like, my car is really not coming through for me right now, really. So we sit there for a minute, and I'm just like, it's gonna start. It's gotta start. It's going to start.
So she's sitting there praying with her head down on the steering wheel and crying, and I'm in my head thinking, well, you should have said your car was gonna make it.
You always got that one negative Nancy. One negative Nancy.
All I care about is I'm black and I'm dark and I'm the first one to die. That's all I cared about. Yeah, I'm gonna be negative because I'm about to die. Like I cannot explain enough how scary this situation was because not only were we in Lynchville and Nowhereville, but we're stuck at a gas station where we were just being followed by 2 cars. So now I'm like, okay, they done went to go get the crew and they about to bring the little burning cross and we gonna be like, Jesus, we just gonna be nailed to it. So yeah, I'm scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, like we gotta get out of here. Car wouldn't start, didn't know what to do. Julius is getting out the car. I'm like, don't get out the car because you a black man. Like, don't get out of the car. But he was just like, whatever. And he's trying to fix stuff and, lift up the hood and do everything we can. And finally, the car starts.
Yes. I just had to mess with it a little. It was like that, the nigger rigged car. Like, you gotta pray, start, pray, wait, and then just ask God, hey, help us out.
He wasn't ready.
Throw us an anchor.
He wasn't ready for us.
Yeah. So it finally started. Thank God. But we couldn't get gas there. So we had to find another gas station. So we're looking for another gas station. We finally pull up to another gas station. Guess who has to get out and ask for directions?
And guess why? Because she was the closest thing looking to white. So yeah, she sure did.
So I get out. But you know what? We seen a black person, remember?
Yeah, we seen a black lady. And we were like,
I think she was asking for directions.
Why was she lost too?
Yeah, she was looking for directions too. So I asked, I was like, excuse me, I go in there, whatever. I'm like, we are trying to get back on the highway because we don't want to keep on these roads. It's getting dark outside. We're like, we want to get back on the highway. And he was like, you guys aren't that far from, we were right by Muncie.
Bloomington.
Or was it Bloomington? Yes, it was IU. He was like, if you know where IU College is. And I was like, yes, I know exactly where that is. So he gave me the directions and everything. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. If I've ever needed you before, you came through for us. So we was all good and we made it safely back home. And it was just probably the most, like, I have never been in a situation where I've ever felt like scared. That would be the one time for sure.
I was terrified. I'm always scared, but and the thing is, I'm a paranoid person to begin with. So like stuff just keep on happening. I'm like scared for my life. But you know what? The good thing is, like on the way back, you know what I remember? Hearing Fetty Wap. Baby, won't you come my way?
What? That was a good
Every time I think about that trip, I think about Fetty Wap. I don't know why, but I don't know if it was like my first time hearing that song or something, but it just really caught my attention. So yeah, that was a good thing. I got to hear Fetty Wap for the first time.
I mean, overall, I'm happy I was with the people that I was with.
I'm
even
probably not the best
though
person to be with
I would
under
have rather
pressure.
put her in the back seat and her husband in the front, because you're not supposed to freak
I would've
out
been
the
yelling in
person
your
who's
ear
freaking
then.
out. Like, I'm thinking, like, you got me driving through this crap and you freaking out more than me. So if I could have put him in the front, her in the back, it would have been a little bit
And
smoother.
I would have been yelling in the back in her ear.
But I mean, at the end of the day, we made it through.
I feel like I made you go faster. If
You
it wasn't for me,
did.
you would have slowed down. You would have, because you was just going 2 miles an hour.
I was trying to figure out where we was.
Okay,
like,
but
my signal was not working.
And I want people to understand we are not racist and we don't think every white person is trying to kill us, blah, blah, blah. But if you understood the situation that we were in, it really was like Mississippi Burning or something like one of those movies where it's like black people aren't welcome. And I mean, this is America. Everybody knows that there are some people that don't accept black people, just like there are some places that don't accept white people. That's just life. Like, we're not trying to be racist or anything, but like that was honestly the situation we were in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because we love all people. But when you feel uncomfortable and you know in your heart something don't feel right, it don't matter if you around whites, black, Asians, Mexicans, dinosaurs, giraffes, pineapples.
Yeah.
Like, we just was, and we all know. I mean, we live in Indiana. It's mixed with all different types of people. But I mean, we made it. No one will understand the scariness unless you was there. So telling this story, we could laugh at it, but looking back on it, it was serious. Never again will I go to the Holiday World either.
And it was worthless. Like, that's what made me
we was super mad.
I was just thinking I'm about to die for something that I hated. Like, that don't even make sense. I hated it. It was just horrible. Yeah. But whatever. You live and you learn. Never go to Holiday World again is one thing I learned. Number 2, what did you learn?
I learned if my GPS or Siri tells me to take a road off the highway, Siri better reroute because I ain't getting off of it.
Yeah, it was horrible. But
it's so funny how she tries to set us up for failure.
No more Siri. That's why Siri. I don't like iPhone. But I say that and I'm about to get one. But oh well. So that is our first story time of how we almost got killed. Yeah. So if you like this video, hit like at the bottom and subscribe to our channel. And that is all. So see you guys later. God bless.